Hello, I'm Steve, and you're watching the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for ideal patio comfort. Check out our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful, as it helps others find our channel. Now let's get heating. Alright, here we have this residential application. So we have a few different seating arrangements. We have dining here, we have a bar stool area over here, and then we also have this reclining space here with the fireplace on this side here. Now the customer just asked for specifically heating up this one area over here and the bar stool area over here. They did ask a question in reference to, could we place a heater somewhere over here and then angle it as you may see fit? That's not possible. So I just want to point that out quickly. And then also we have a very large fan. Now the image that I got from them, the floor plan appeared as if this fan was a little bit lower than this, but I just put it at the same elevation as the bottom of this cross member here. And speaking of distances, let's go ahead and look at our dimensions. So overall dimensions I have here, the total distance from edge to edge of the slab I have here at 66 feet. From post to post here I have at 45, we'll just call it 46 feet, and then from the inner post here to the inner post here I have at 22 feet 5 1/4 inch from center to center. The overall height of the bottom of this beam I have at 7 feet 9 inches. Now I think it might be a little bit less than that because there's a raised patio section, maybe a step over here, something of that nature. And so but I think it'll be okay that with what we're going to do here. So let's leave it at that. You can see we have gable roof, and that comes through this section over here. So we don't want to really make that too intrusive if we plan on anything. Let's see if there's anything else here. Oh, the depth here we have at 20 feet from the wall to the outer edge of the structure itself over here. So all right, let me turn that off and we'll go ahead and look at what kind of options we might have. So really there's only one option that I can really come up with on this particular application because of the fan location, as well as because I think this is the table here. Now you can see I have it offset from the center of this structure, and I think that's how they have the layout. So I'm going to leave it at that, but if it is in the center, then you'll see here obviously that it will be acceptable with what I'm doing, but they also may not want all the heaters that I'm going to show here based on the fact that they may not need them all. All right, so what I've done here is I've taken 4 units. So this heater here and this heater behind us here, I could turn around here. Let's see here. So then this heater here is at 10 feet center from the outside edge to the center of the heater. And then I have it at a 30-degree angle from straight down to the ground. Or you might call it 60 degree from straight out, 60 degrees here. You'll see that I have it attached to that beam here, right in the center of the beam. With that said, with the center, you can see that we're making our clearances to the beam and the ceiling itself with the slope ceiling. And on these two here, I actually have them at it appears like I moved this one here, so I apologize for that, but this should be at 4 feet over. So let me just move that. This is just going to be a simulation here now, I guess. It's not going to be exact, but it should be 4 feet from the center, the inside edge here to the center of the heater, 4 feet. And then that same is true over here. This one actually looks like it is proper. I'm not sure what I did over here, but I apologize that it's not exact right this minute. But it appears very close here. So it should be from this center to the inside edge of this beam at 4 feet to the center. All right, and you can see we're meeting all the clearances that we need to, and outside edge as well. And let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat that this will put out. So these are 6,000 watt 240 volt 25 amps a piece, and they will put out a footprint of heat of roughly 10 by 12 when mounted at around the 9 to 10 foot elevation. And this will be a little higher, but we do have it angled out so that the ray has got to force itself further away. This is infrared light wave, so this orange appearance here that you see, you will not see visually with the human eye when when truly using an infrared heater, because infrared is invisible to the human eye. So you can see that we have a decent crossover here. I wouldn't say it's great, but we do have 4 patterns coming across here. And even though we have this very specific footprint of heat, the true light beams do travel out, and they stretch and bend, and as they travel they diminish in their intensity. So there will be sufficient heat with the 4 units here. However, the dining area is primarily the space that you're looking at, then just the 2 units on the right here, and then the one right behind this beam here would be adequate for the most part. Now you can see that this particular chair back here isn't being hit properly. Sorry for the delay there. And if you were to move that chair back further, you're not going to get hit. Also, just to note that this beam here is coming across and just hitting the torso area. Your head might be up here, and you may not feel it completely or as much as you would really want to. That's why I kind of like the idea of having additional units back here, and then also you could move this table around, and ideally if there was a cold day and you wanted to get things moved around here. Let me just get that out of here and see if I can grab a hold of this table. So we'll move this here just about in the center of the room, let's say, and then you'll see here that the heaters are hitting all the table or all the chairs and just fine. We might want to move each one of these units in another foot, so just so we have a good crossover. So if we had this one a foot in, this one a foot in, we would have a really good crossover there. And then of course we're still missing this back chair over here to get really technical about that. So all right, so that would be one zone here, and then the second area that they were interested in, I'm going to go ahead and just turn that I'm going to turn this whole zone off right now, just so we can get a close eye on just what we're doing over here on this side here. So bar stool area here, what I've done is I put the heater on in the front side of this beam, and then also the front side of this beam here, and this particular one here is at about 30-degree tilt, and this one is at a 0, so this is pointed straight down to the ground. And because of that, I need to make sure that the elevation of the bottom of the heater is at the same elevation as the bottom of this beam. Also, I need to order a special bracket, which is the 6-inch extended bracket, so that I can maintain the clearances above the unit here properly. So I have a 6-inch clearance back here and 6 inches of clearance all the way around the heater. Now I'm not quite sure what the slope is, but you can see here I'm really close to that, so we want to make sure that we're not, we need the 6 inches here and then 6 inches up and around, so just bear that in mind. Now what I did do is I did center this particular unit above this countertop space, so the countertop space might not be just perfect in my design here, and that might give you a little bit more push to the left here. Now also, and then this one here I should mention, I did the exact same thing here. I took the countertop length here, centered point here, and then put the heater in the center of that as well, and put it on the 30-degree tilt, because obviously this beam here is above the seating area and this one here is behind. Now I do want to mention with the 6,000 watt unit, these are awfully hot units, so on a bar stool seating height you might consider a 4,000 watt, and if you go with the 6,000 watt, then you probably really want to do a dimming system so you can really tone it into exactly where you like it, depending on what the temperatures are that day. So let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. You can see that we're hitting this space here fairly well, and the reason I say fairly well is because we're really on their backs, and being on the back, sometimes you might feel a little bit uncomfortable in the front section, but the tables, chairs, the countertop I should say, will warm up to this infrared heat. It might take a little bit of time for that on a very cold day, because if it's a granite top, then it might take about I don't know, half hour to get up to a nice temperature where you can start feeling the warmth onto your front side of your body. But I always like to have heaters kind of above or in front of you if that's possible, but that's just not possible here, and it is probably the only option we really have that would look nice here. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. We would really appreciate it if you would hit that thumbs up button. That's the only way we get YouTube's algorithms to promote our site and others to find us. I hope that you find yourself well today. Have a great day.